Everyone knows about Logan Paul and KSI. Prime. The drink that sold 15 bottles per second and made $250 million in its first year, becoming a global craze among fans. It was everywhere. Schools, gyms, and stores. But when 2024 hit, everything went wrong. Prime now sits untouched on shelves, health disputes. So, what's the real reason, and why did Logan Paul's Prime collapse? Let's dig through the rubble of this fallen empire. In 2022, Logan Paul, with over 20 million subscribers on YouTube, and KSI, with more than 16 million subscribers, sugary syrups. And honestly, they nailed it. While other brands focused only on sweetness and flavor, Logan and KSI wanted to give people something different. That's why they made Prime with 0 added sugar and 10% coconut water, a smart mix of taste and health. But what truly made Prime explode wasn't only the formula, it was the timing. The world was going through big changes. TikTok was red hot. People were finally stepping out after years of lockdowns, and the crypto bubble had just burst. And in the middle of all that chaos, one of the biggest moments in history happened. Queen Elizabeth passed away. Before Prime Energy, there was Prime Hydration that sold from $2 to $3 based on regions and time. Unlike Red Bull, which had to build its own category, Prime stepped directly into the hydration game, ready to challenge Gatorade, the longtime king of sports drinks. And guess what? It worked. Prime quickly appeared in the UFC octagon, on the WWE ring, and even had its own space beside the announcers' desks. That visibility alone made it feel like a global brand overnight. Then came the endorsements. Big names like Patrick Mahomes, Erling Haaland, and Aaron Judge were spotted holding Prime bottles. Suddenly, the drink wasn't just popular, it became a status symbol. Everyone wanted one. Kids collected empty bottles like trophies, and TikTok was flooded with videos of people showing off their Prime stashes as if they were sneakers. But here's the smart part. Logan Paul and KSI knew they weren't just selling a drink. They were selling the idea of belonging. The colorful bottles, the shiny finish, and the bold branding all played their part. Prime wasn't just about hydration. It was about feeling seen, about holding a piece of internet culture. Every bottle represented hype, community, and influence, and that's exactly why Prime became more than a drink. However, Logan spent hundreds of millions, but in the end, he succeeded, and the excitement to get hands on a bottle was wild. From the famous Ice Pop flavor to the limited Kevin Durant edition, people went crazy. In the UK, some stores even added security stickers to stop theft because fans were literally fighting over bottles. Buying Prime wasn't just shopping, it felt like being part of a movement, a chance to belong to the trend everyone was chasing. But then came something no one expected, the power of controversy. Every time critics doubted Prime, curiosity skyrocketed. Suddenly, everyone wanted to taste the drink everyone was arguing about, whether they loved it or hated it. Prime's buzz was everywhere, from social media to school hallways. When Logan entered the sports drink industry, already worth around $25 billion, he used his massive social media reach to make Prime a cultural moment. It became the drink of influencers, athletes, and fans across the world. But Logan might have ignored one hard truth. The same hype that builds you can also break you. Still, in its first year, Prime made $250 million, and by 2023, sales skyrocketed to over $1.2 billion. Yet, behind all the success, trouble was brewing, and health experts started calling out Prime, saying it wasn't as healthy as advertised. The brand claimed to be a healthier sports drink alternative, but experts pointed to electrolyte imbalances that might affect hydration. Things started to heat up even more when New York Senator Chuck Schumer called on the FDA to investigate Prime Energy for its high caffeine content and unclear marketing that could attract kids. Soon after, a class action lawsuit in Kentucky accused Prime of deceptive marketing toward children. Another lawsuit in California claimed the grape flavor contained dangerous levels of PFAS, also known as forever chemicals. Meanwhile, Slovenia went a step further and banned Prime Energy because it contained L-theanine, which isn't allowed in non-alcoholic drinks there. It even took several Queensland schools in Australia to ban Prime Energy. Simon Dunn, principal of Maryborough High School, went on record to explain how one of the students was physiologically different looking than the rest. It was a storm of criticism and legal issues. But while the world talked, Logan kept spending millions on ads and sponsorships. Prime was still shining, but cracks were starting to show. And as the year 2024 began, the real test for Prime had only just begun. These allegations hit Logan hard. The UK sales for Prime fell 50% year over year in the first quarter and brought in $12.8 million in comparison to the $26.8 million in the quarter of the year before. The company's profit had a 91.6% decline in net profits and currently ranks fifth at $415 million, which is significant to absolutely nothing. The predictions of Prime's collapse were noted at the onset because Prime relied primarily on the popularity of their supposed founders. Paul, notable for his chaser mindset and go-getter attitude, amassed a large following on YouTube as one of the biggest content creators. Now, wasn't a risk already hovering above us all? Does Logan Paul's vlog in Japan's suicide forest ring a bell? And what about the raking of millions in crypto for promoting an NFT that never came into being?
I'm sorry, guys. I apologize.
To overlook such events in hindsight before manifesting on a new venture is as close as a man walking the gangplank while being blindfolded. However, this confusion is nowhere near the baffling brand positioning by Prime, as many critics argue that while Prime's products were hydration drinks, their advertising focused on selling Prime as a lifestyle brand. For instance, one of the earlier ads of Prime showed the British rapper Central C and KSI lounging in a private jet. It makes one ask, is this a lifestyle brand or a hydration drink ad? This radical positioning caused many customers who wanted actual hydration drinks to divert away from Prime, and they ended up choosing brands endorsed by nutritionists or health experts. Wait, was Prime not an actual hydration drink? Now, one of the biggest issues for Prime's collapse was the concern about its health claims. Physicians such as Dr. Brian Sutterer and Dr. Mike Varshavsky have claimed that Prime is not a good hydration drink. The excessive vitamin A for children, the risk of insulin response, and microplastic exposure from the well-decked bottled caused many symptoms such as headaches and blurred vision. When Prime Energy hit the markets, it made sure to follow industry health standards and even applied for ages 18+ warnings on the can. But the reason for the brand getting singled out is that kids couldn't tell Prime Hydration from Prime Energy. The bright, bold, and vivid colors on both products confused the kids as well as their parents. The FDA investigation lawsuit in July 2023, which raised the issue of Prime Energy's exceeding caffeine levels, landed a heavy blow on the brand's reputation. Plus, the brand failed to create a distinction between its hydration and energy drinks. Kids continued to fight in raffles over the products, and it all caused many schools in the state, as well as in UK and Canada, to ban Prime. Above all, these class action lawsuits weren't lodged by only the FDA because Prime's bottling partner, Refresco, dedicated a bottling line for Prime to meet its initial projection of 55.5 million cases within 3 years. Due to the sharp decline in sales, this objective was never met, and Refresco demanded $67.7 million in compensation. Even the taste test videos of Prime on TikTok and YouTube debunked the fatal hype. Gordon Ramsay on Heart Radio said, "It's like swallowing perfume," once he tasted the tropical punch flavor. Many say it tastes like medicine and intensified Kool-Aid due to extreme sugar potency. But for the sales numbers. And yet, the optimism of Logan Paul isn't entirely misplaced. He's survived worse scandals before, rebranding his image every few years like a chameleon adjusting to new light. The same audience that once mocked him later applauded his WWE performances and podcast ventures. If anyone can turn bad press into momentum with an exuberant force that directs the traffic of trends, it's him. So,